Boker Tov. Shalom. Boker Tov. Good morning. No, I didn't miss it. I was back there. There was a small... I was up there with the date harvest. So I want to film up there this morning.
Okay.
And if you want to come with me and to the date harvest, you are welcome. Do you want to be in the picture or not in the picture?
Not in the picture.
Not in the picture. Okay, so then we work together and you can be...
I never want to be. Usually I'm the one who's filming.
Okay.
So I'm always behind the camera.
Okay. You speak French?
Yes, of course, you hear it.
Yes, you are behind the camera.
Yeah. That's how you say it, no?
Behind. No, in English you say behind.
Behind.
And the French don't say the H. They don't say the H. The French are happy people.
Happy.
No, they say happy. I'm very happy.
So I'm in between.
Okay. And may I just ask your first name or one name? Talia, very good. So let's go up because we have some exciting stuff to show the people this morning. So we have many guests staying here at Magdala, and I want to take you to the date harvest. Look at the date trees here, the palm trees, how clean they are. It was marvelous. I got chatting yesterday with, towards the end of the day, with Faraj. He's the man who cut the palm branches and lobbed down the dates, and his son was here, and his son is Muhammad, 14-year-old boy working, and it just brought back so many memories with the chainsaw and the machinery and father and son working together. It was just absolutely marvelous, and they did such a beautiful job. And also they cleaned up a lot after them. And I've missed that many times in people who work. They just did a great job. So now I want to take you to the next step of the date harvest. You see, they even piled up all the branches here side by side and all the trees. They did such a neat job. It's wonderful. So maybe we'll go over and see that more closely. But I want to go now up here to see the progress we have with the process of how the harvest goes forward. So you're walking backwards from it because you're facing the sun, but we're walking westward. That's this Osmo is very handy because it makes it easier for me to walk westward and the camera is looking eastward. So many people are out working already to take advantage of the early hours before the sun gets very hot, and we're in the middle of September and it's still pretty warm here. So now look at our palm trees as well, all spruced up after their big gift of palms. Oh, this is somebody else going for the pictures. That's great. So now we have the work of the dates over here. We're going to see this a little bit more closely now. If you can stand near her, then I have to just, because she doesn't want to be in the camera either. Okay. So I will keep the, oh, look at this picture here. You're good for pictures. Look at this picture. Come here, look in the camera. Sometimes you get the sun perfectly
inside.
In the bell, right? In the bell. That's a.
You are tall. I'm small. There is a big difference.
Yeah, but look at this down here. Look.
Yeah. Nice.
And people take screenshots and they post them. And some people post the connection for the screenshots.
I got a very nice picture this morning.
Fantastic. Yeah, I actually should have started a couple minutes earlier, but I was here doing a couple of practical things. Oops. Thank you for... I'm just getting this nice picture with the olive leaves here. Okay, so now here we are at the action, and here you see the branches with all the dates. Well, all the dates are missing because our good friend has been volunteering here already this morning. Look at all these dates here this morning. I can't believe it. This lady works like a machine. So can we just do some of the work here with your hands and show us how to do it here, please. We'll call you Raquel today, okay? So Raquel is doing this, and she's taking them off, and she's trying to get a little piece of the branch to be staying with them, like this. Look at this. This is the perfect way. Where are we here? Just saying, hold on. There we are. And then she's also checking to see that there's no green on them, because the green ones won't ripen, even giving them a long time. So this is a tedious job. Look at all this here. All these dates. Very good. And then they're put into a little container here. And then next step, we go over here. And so we have set up tables here. And the idea here is that the dates are placed under these cloths, not too deeply. I just took away this stone here for securing them from the wind. And look at this. Look at all these dates. Can I invite you to a date? Oops, sorry about that. Look at this. Let's go back here a little bit. Let's zoom out first. Okay. And there we have the sun rising back there. That big olive tree is blocking that view. And now let's look closely here. And now there, the heat of the sun yesterday transformed all these ones into almost ripe condition. Okay? This is basically ripe. Oh, it almost feels delicious. Look at this. And other ones actually have ripened slower. Isn't it interesting? We all ripen at our own time, at our own pace. So then the cover keeps the heat in. It was actually quite hot in there yesterday. And I'm surprised because these were the last ones that were added, but they're actually the ripest ones. I was checking down here earlier. And so then the ripe ones will be taken out as they ripen and stored, and then they'll be put in little boxes and then put in a refrigerator, maybe even frozen. And there'll be a supply for the whole year. Isn't that wonderful? And then look at all that has to happen yet today. So I don't know if we did about this much yesterday. And Father Salvador, our Father Alonso was helping, Father Donald was helping. People that are over 80, under 80. Well, the whole world population is either over 80 or under 80, isn't it? So now that's the date harvest, and you can see the clean trees. You can compare with some videos earlier to see with all the dates hanging on them. I'm going to walk down now towards the lake again, and continue with the themes today of the scriptures. So today is a very big feast day, and it's actually a very big day for me personally. Maybe I will wait here for Talia. Talia, you want to join us just to listen to the rest of the story? And I'm just going to switch over. You see, in our sunrise stroll and chat, each morning we talk about 2 books.
Okay, I'm taking a few pictures, I'm coming.
Well, no, you're going to miss the story. Come back in 5 minutes. This is only going to be 5 minutes.
Because now the funnel is good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, well, take your pictures. Take your pictures. I'll wait for you, and I'll be talking as you take your pictures. So, 47 years ago today, well, it became a very big day in my life. It's when I entered the monastery life, into the consecrated life.
How many years?
47 years ago today.
Okay.
Just after high school. Thank you. Just after Mazal Tov in Hebrew means congratulations. I I was finished high school. I had wanted to become a nuclear engineer. Can you imagine?
Yes.
What a
Very interesting.
what a danger that would be for humanity. And so anyway, the Lord changed my path, and that's not our story today. But because today is a very special day in the spirituality of Christians, since the year 335. And what happened on 335? It was actually not the 14th of September, it was the 13th of September. The Holy Sepulchre Church was consecrated in Jerusalem, was dedicated. Okay, I wanted to get a different thing here with the light, you see. But we're too close. We should go back a little bit here to get this with the light. So anyway, the Holy Sepulchre Church was dedicated, and the next day they displayed the cross. They lifted it up, and it was exalted. It was lifted up, right? And then this became a yearly feast day on the 14th of September.
Okay.
And tomorrow we have another very special day. Tomorrow we remember. You know, when you see a tragedy like a violent death, who do you think about after you think about the victim?
Family.
Family. And so Jesus' family was, first of all, his mother. So tomorrow we remember Our Lady of Sorrows, the Mother of Sorrows at the foot of the cross. And you have that famous art line throughout history of the Pietà, of the mother holding her tortured son's body in her embrace as she held him as a little baby. So anyway, coming back to the theme of today, it's very interesting in the scriptures. And it's connected to the serpent. And the serpent goes back to the beginning, to Bereshit in chapter 3 of Genesis. But then the serpent shows up again in a very powerful way in Exodus and in Numbers, the book of Numbers, chapter 21. And the people are bitten in their moments of rebellion against God by a plague of serpents. And then God is told by Moses to lift up the serpent, to make a bronze serpent and lift it up on a pole. And this is the word that comes up later. But meanwhile, in chapter 12, it's very worthwhile reading of the book of Wisdom. And this is very late literature in the biblical chronology. In the book of Wisdom, there's a wonderful contemplation that actually happens in all of our lives, I think, sooner or later in different ways. You know, a major tragedy happens, a major difficulty, and then years later we're pondering and we see it in another light. You know, something negative happened, but somehow we discover there are tons of birds here in the sky. Dancing. Wow, look at this. I can't catch them all on the camera because if I zoom out to get them all, then you won't see them. And look at this light. So the light is changing. And the contemplation of the events of our life in the past become enriched with the Holy Spirit, with the guidance of maturity, mature reflection, and then those of us who believe that God is guiding us, then with the light of the Holy Spirit. Oh, look at these two canoes out here. Are there two or one? Yes, it looks like two. Look at this light. Look at these canoes. Take a picture of these guys in this light. This is beautiful. So that could be actually my friend, Dr. Amit Otan. He's an extraordinary man. So anyway, in the Book of Wisdom, the pondering is that it was actually, of course, not the serpent that was raised up in the bronze. It wasn't anything magic. It was God's love. He gave them a sign for their salvation, because it was their prayer, it was God's gift, it was a conversion of heart, it was overcoming their rebellion. And now that we're seeing this whole story of the bronze serpent as a gift from God. and when the bronze serpent was lifted up. But there was a problem earlier than that with Hezekiah, and the people had treated this bronze serpent in the temple as magic in that direction, and so they destroyed it. It was destroyed because it was leading the people astray. And then we have the conversation with Jesus and Nicodemus, and that's the gospel passage today. And there we see Jesus talking to Nicodemus in mysterious terms in a way. And when the Son of Man is lifted up, and with the connection with the serpent, with the sign of salvation, this has always been interpreted in the light of the crucifixion of Jesus and the exaltation of the cross when the Son of Man is lifted up. And if we think about it, how much of our sufferings lead us to mature further and help us to become a path out of our narrow, selfish considerations, and we become wiser. Many older people become very wise. They become very serene. There's a very gentle light coming from their eyes, a light coming from the depths of their soul of a maturity. They're fountains of wisdom. Now, the thing about the cross is that it's not just a wisdom. So it's not knowing about it. That's obviously part of the story, but the biggest part of the story is embracing the cross. Maybe there's an alcoholic person in the family. Maybe there's a drug addict. Maybe there's a cancer. Maybe there's a major relationship difficulty. And how to embrace this in reality. Not just to do a theory about it, but to embrace it. And here we're entering into the mystery of how human beings are transformed with love. So at the end of the day, the cross is a mystery of love. And many people today object to the cross in some countries, in schools or in other places. They say this is an image of violence. Of course, there's a major violence in the crucifixion, but there's a victory of love, a victory of forgiveness, a victory of yielding from our rebellion to God's love in our lives. And this is very core to our Christian identity. So people, that was a lot for today, a lot to chew on. And here I think we'll say goodbye. Thank you very much. I have two Jewish ladies here standing beside me, and I will still say this here because I know they have a big heart and they allow me as a Christian to speak as a Christian. But actually the cross without Jesus would be just suffering. And Jesus without the cross wouldn't be real, and it wouldn't be real life. So all of you who are there today, let's see all the beautiful light coming out from the midst of the dark cloud. The dark clouds of suffering, let the light enter our lives, the light of love that you can pour out into a patient at the hospital, into a person whose health is failing. There's so much in our lives, so much goodness, depending on us, a lot of it, that we receive it and welcome it, the gift from above. Thank you. See you later, alligators. Hello. Goodbye. God bless you.